Let's set it up. Kim Kardashian speaks about her comment a few months ago. She told people, let's try it again. Kim Kardashian speaks out about a statement she said a few months ago. At the time, she says, people do not want to work anymore. She did. She said that. Nobody wants to work anymore. Yes. And she spoke out about it. And let's see what she had to say. Let's pull it up here. And we'll press play. Let's see. Let's try to. She had this interview with Angie Martinez. And I don't know Angie Martinez, she's a pretty popular, especially in the broadcast world. And Kim sat down to talk with her. They talked about several things. They talked about Kanye. They talked about North, her kids, how she manages her children being a mom by herself, how she manages her kids with social media, how she manages her kids being a divorcee and co-parenting with Kanye West. As you know, Kanye West is her ex-husband, and they have 4 children together. What are children named? North, Chicago, Psalm. What is the other one's name? Psalm. I can't remember. What's Kim's other child name? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, let's hear this interview. Well, let's try it again. Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah, I didn't understand why everybody was so mad. I actually had my producer Brittany. We were talking about it. She's 20 something. I was like, really, why are people so mad? And so she was like, we were talking about the fact that maybe some people are, they look at you as being privileged.
Totally.
And maybe that has to do with who we. Is that what you received from it? Like, what did you receive?
I received that also. So the context in that was I had just been doing interviews for.
So let's stop for a second. Just because somebody is privileged doesn't mean, it just goes back to what we're saying, what we're talking about messaging. Her being privileged has nothing to do with not being able to say something, or does it? I don't think so. I mean, a wise person, if you're wise, you could take criticism from anyone. You don't have to get yourself all bent out of shape. And I told you before that my best friend can't say certain things that my husband, something just rub you wrong. And I think this is what happened. They felt because Kim, she's privileged. Who is she to tell people that they don't want to work anymore? They need to get to work. And who is she to say that to people? And that's what a lot of people were thinking, because she's got a privileged life. Her father was a famous lawyer. They've always been wealthy, not as wealthy as they are now, but they've always been people of means. And who is she to say that? And people took it personal. But anyway, let's keep hearing what she has to say.
The last few weeks on people to work in my office, and everyone had all of these, well, I only want these hours. I want.
So basically, she's explaining what led up to her making that specific statement. Okay, here we go.
Fridays off. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Oh, I'll only do this. And I was just like, I come from a time when we just grinded, and everyone that I'm super close with that has built our businesses together, we would just kind of do anything, any job, get it all together.
That is true. Nowadays, it's hard to really find. I've heard a lot of people say that. It's hard to really find people that really want to work hard. And I've even seen another post today. It was a social worker. What is her name? A social worker was writing how she felt, oh no, you're not supposed to give a lot to your job anymore because these jobs don't care. It's all about capitalism. Even the young woman who's post who just passed away, the one that died in her car, people were talking about if she didn't have to go to work, she wouldn't have died. Why they had the job open during a blizzard? It's capitalism. And, you know, I have mixed feelings about this. Human beings must work. Don't let anyone tell you that you can just lay back and live a life of leisure while the government pays for everything, pays for your entire existence. That is not fulfilling. God ordained human beings to work. When you work, you have more fulfillment in life. And if you made a commitment that this is the job I'm going to do, when you show up there, you do it well. When you show up there, you do it well. I know there's some organizations that, you know, they're going to suck the life out of you and pay you as little as possible for it. That is part of the flaw in capitalism. But guess what? Going back, you accepted the job. If that job doesn't work for you, find another one where you have a more compassionate boss, somebody that is more human, more in touch with the humanity, and is not going to work you to death. But if you accept that job, you show up and you do your job well. It's not just for the paycheck and it's not just for the paycheck and the boss that you're working. People are watching. When you're at work, you can make contacts. You just never know. I've had people at my work give references for me. When I was working at McDonald's, I used to work hard at McDonald's, and I didn't mind because my name was attached to the job that I was doing, and I took pride in what I was doing. And I think this is what Kim is referring to here. And that kind of flies in the face of what a lot of people are saying these days now, that whatever, you know, you just show up and do the bare minimum and just get your paycheck and go home. No, that's not where you're going to find fulfillment. If you cannot give your 100% at a job, if you feel that you're just slacking, you need to find a different job, or you need to give yourself a good talking to and pull yourself together, because that's not how it works. Anyway, let's keep hearing this.
Even if it wasn't our job, and we'd ask for something, we just get it done, and we would just, you know, and also coming from like that workaholic mindset. I think I just came off of all those interviews being like, damn, like no one really wants to work. Everyone has all these like, God, I'm blanking on the word, but everyone had all these like provisions of what they wanted in their job.
Right.
And I just never would have come into a job interview like that.
Yeah.
That was different for me, you know, in like this younger generation. But I think people also took it like it was coming out of COVID. A lot of people that really wanted to work didn't have the opportunities to.
And so that's the part that, you know, sometimes you may want to work and you just don't have a job that you can work. And I know that's what she is saying. Some people took her wrong. Some people took it wrong. And, you know, that's one pace to look at it. But I don't know. I still don't have a problem with her. Said people wanted to work but couldn't. After COVID, there were like everybody was hiring because nobody wanted to go to work. They didn't. I mean, the restaurant industry, lots of restaurants had to close because they could not find anybody to come to work, to show up to work and work. There are lots of jobs. So I don't know, Kimmy, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one, on your assessment on people wanted to work but couldn't. People, I don't know what was happening, but let's keep watching.
The work and might not have had the opportunities that I have had. Mm-hmm. And so I saw that, and I was really mindful of that like sometimes people do really want to work their ass off, and they're not given those opportunities, and they're not in the position to do that even if they really want to. So I saw that, and I'm super, super sensitive to that. And if I say something, like I just wasn't generalizing it for a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. It was just my specific experience.
Yeah. I had a similar one. I just posted recently on Twitter because we were looking to hire somebody like at an entry level to help us with the podcast and stuff. And so I was like, we're old, like back in the day, we had interns. I interned for years for radio, and I was like, where are the interns? And the response I got was nuts. People were like, that's like, we don't do that anymore. No work, the work for free. And then like people were angry. And I was like, I was trying to give somebody an opportunity. I was looking for a paid intern. And not even a paid intern. It was more like an entry level kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of, I mean, even for like different projects that I've done, I remember asking this person, like, you know, Wisdomteethinger, we have little projects here and there. And remember when we hit 1,000 subscribers, and speaking of which, let me just, when we hit 1,000 subscribers, there is something special that I have for you all. I wish I could get this thing to work. I don't know what's going on here. This mouse drives me nuts. I'm serious. This is the most annoying thing ever on the planet. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, guys. It's like not working. Okay, whatever.
Gig. But I was just.
I apologize for that, but let me finish telling my story. So when I was looking to get a person to do a review, a young person to do a review, a simple 2-second review, and they were asking me if I was going to pay them. Like, but you were going to do your review, you're going to get your name out there. I don't know. It's just, I guess it's just everybody just feels, I don't know. It's a different time. It's a different time. There was a time where people would work for opportunity, and it's not. Anyway,
looking for young, hungry people who wanted to learn something, and but the times are different. And so that was education for me. I was like, I get it, and actually they're right. People shouldn't, because I'm sure people have been abused in those type of situations, and so I got it. But
that's what I was talking about.
But I come from the same thing. I come from working my ass off, and so I passed out, and so I understood how that happened for you. And I was wondering what you got from it.
It opened my eyes
It did.
to that. Yeah. No, it really did. I just always try to, like, I think also no matter what phase, no matter what stage I'm at in my life, I'm never too above or never too good to want to learn something new.
Mm-hmm.
And to I never want to stop evolving. I never.
Yeah, I think that was the essence. That was a part that she was speaking about. That no. Overall, Wisdomteethingers, listen. Here's the bottom line. There are going to be jobs that you go into that you don't like. Once again, if you signed up for the job, get it done. Do the work. If you feel that it's not a good fit for you, find another job. But as long as you signed up for it, do it. And do not throw away the opportunity to work with somebody for connections. Even if honestly you feel that, okay, they're using you and they may not be paying you, or that may just be something that you're feeling. They may not be using you. They absolutely value you. They may not be at the position that they could really pay you at the time, but if you stay with them and the company grows and you grow with them, you could end up being in a different position in that company than if you had just kind of popped in when they're big. So it's okay to grow with an organization, and it may mean that you get paid a little less here and there, but if you invest your time in it, hopefully the owner of the organization will help you out. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with working for somebody as an intern and really learning valuable skills. Everything doesn't just boil down to money. There are skills, especially if you're young, you're living in your mom and them house and they're taking care of you. This is the time to really take the opportunity to lend your time. Your time is also a commodity. It's not just money. You can lend your time to an organization, and they in turn will give you some skills in networking, skills in doing different computer things, skills in connections that you would never have gotten had you sat there and said, oh, they're not paying me enough. You just don't know. You don't know. And it's important that you take the opportunity and work. Work is important. Get to work. Get to work, guys. I'm not again. I actually am mad at Kim for even apologizing for this statement, because a lot of people don't want to work anymore. And she's correct. All right. See you all.